The road to Budapest is almost heading for climax as going down from eight. We are now down to four. Who will be the next king of Europe? Four teams from eight went to quarterfinal, which saw two Spanish giants in Barcelona and Real Madrid, tournament's most successful team, exit the tournament. Now, the tournament, the last four includes two runners beaten finalists in the past in Arsenal and Atletico Madrid, and of course, the defending champions in Paris Saint Germain, and of course, six-time winners in Bayern Munich. I'll give you the update. I'll bring you up to speed with the events that are going to happen in terms of the semi-final. A lot has been happening. The gift that keeps on giving. That is the beautiful game. Coaches have been hired and fired left, right, and center. Good afternoon. This is All Things Football, Football Unpacked. My name is Pierre Hotter. Remember to interact with me on Facebook on All Things Football, Football Unpacked. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. All Things Football, Football Unpacked. We are also on Instagram and TikTok at All Things Football _14. On to our news making headlines. Another player to depart their club respectively is Scottish defend fullback in Andy Robertson come end of the season. Now the Scottish defender who joined the Anfield-based side in 2017 from Hull City, where he has since made 373 appearances to date. Now the Reds have confirmed on social media in a statement reading, Liverpool can confirm Andy Robinson will bring his Reds career to an end at the conclusion of the current season. The club announced after 9 hugely successful campaigns at Anfield, the Scotland captain will leave the club upon the expiry of his contract this summer. He will do so as a genuine Liverpool legend, having played a fundamental role in the successes of recent years, of course, of his 373 appearances to date. Signed from Hull City in 2017, he's won 2 Premier League titles, where he ended. This includes one of those that ended a 30-year drought in 2020 during the COVID era, where they won their first Premier League title since 1990, and the FA Cup, 2 League Cups, FIFA Club World Cup, and not forgetting of course the UEFA Champions League. However, the celebration, the celebration of Robertson's legacy is firmly on hold until the conclusion of the campaign, until the season, the 2025-2026 season, is put to an end. We're just close to 10 minutes away from the kickoff of the London Derby, with the Bees taking on Fulham at the GTEC Community Stadium. On to our next story. Ghana have appointed new tactician in Bafana Bafana head coach in Carlos Queiroz to lead the Black Star, who will be taking over the Black Stars. This is a temporal setup for the duration of the FIFA World Cup. We're not too sure what is going to happen when when the FIFA World Cup comes to an end on the 19th of July. Now, the decision comes after Coach Otto Addo was sacked as a result of a string of poor results. Taken to social media, Carlos Queiroz said it is with a deep sense of gratitude that the Ghana Football Association responsibility and to Ghana Football Association responsibility and humility that I embrace this new chapter with the national team of Ghana, he said on the Ghana Football Association website. Football has given me a lifetime of challenges, lessons, and unforgettable journeys all over the world. Today I accept this mission. Today I accept this mission with the same passion of the commitment that I've got that passion and commitment that have guided me throughout my career. Ghana is a nation of talent, pride, and footballing soul. I arrive with respect for its history and belief in its future. Together with unity, discipline, and ambition, we will work to honor the expectations of a great footballing nation. This is not just another job; it is a mission. I am here to give everything of my experience and knowledge once again in service of the game and the happiness of the people. The 2010 quarterfinalists find themselves in Group L alongside England, Croatia, and of course Bafana's recent opponents in Panama. Moving on to our story, the football governing body of FIFA have announced the deadline dates for the final squad selections for the 48 teams that will take over, that will be participating in this year's FIFA World Cup. May is expected to be a busy month for those sides. As such, name one of those coaches, namely Coach Hugo Bruce, and his technical team have some important decisions to make in the near future, as they've confirmed that on 11 May, FIFA expects nations to submit their preliminary squads for the tournament, which should include close to 35 to 55 players, including 5 goalkeepers. While on 25 May, clubs must release players called up by their respective nations to join their national team camps, to set up camps, and most likely travel to North America to set up camps. Now, Bafana Bafana will be based in Pachuca, where they will in the Universidad de Football, where they will be kicking off against Mexico in the on match day one. Match open on the 11th of June at the Azteca, what was once the biggest stadium of the world, once the world's biggest stadium rather. Finally, World Cup teams will have between the 25th and the 1st of June to confirm their final squads for the global showpiece, comprising of 23 to 26 players. Bafana Bafana have the earliest fixture in the tournament, to where they will take on the curtain, where they will play the opener against the co-host in Mexico. Now, along the host, South Africa will find themselves in Group A with South Korea, the Asian side, and South Korea, who finished fourth in 2002, 1934 and 38, 1930 and 1934, beaten runners-up in Czech Republic, who were then known as Czechoslovakia. Who recently joined via the playoffs, and from a European point of view. Everything can wait as this year's FIFA World Cup slogan, with a tournament that will have 48 national teams and 104 matches overall. Everything can wait. That's the slogan of the That is the slogan of the FIFA World Cup. Moving on to our other story, teams like Mamelodi Sundowns and RB Leipzig, who are set to face off in a friendly, as part of the German side's Regal Fella Tour, are said to lose some key players in their upcoming fixture. Mamelodi Sundowns will be hosting the Bundesliga side in RB Leipzig in the month of May, on the Friday the 29th, as part of RB Leipzig's Regal Fella Tour, in a game that will be played at the Lucas Moreira Stadium, a tournament that is sponsored by an energy side, which is also the name of the RB Leipzig, hence the name RB, which stands for Red Bull Leipzig, which is also in Austria, by the way, where you have Red Bull Salzburg in Austria. The Red Bull side have confirmed that they will be in Joburg from the 26th to the 30th of May, playing a friendly against Mamelodi Sundowns on Friday, the 29th of May. However, both sides could lose some vital players, as FIFA have indicated that clubs have to release players by the 25th of May. Bafana Bafana might have to, or most likely, will lose vital players such as captain Ronwen Williams, midfielder Tebogo Mokoena, and defenders in Aubrey Mutiba and Kuliso Mutau, along others, while Lebza could be without Ivorian sensation in Yan Diomande, who is also considered to be one of the best dribblers in Europe. Antonio Nusa of Norwegian Antonio Nusa, and of course Pacey winger Johan Bakayoko of Belgium will also be released to their national teams respectively. Sundowns, who are known to have considerable squad depth, in addition will have foreign several players who will not be involved, and could still have prominent players for the Leipzig clash. So it is not all doom and gloom. It's a matter of giving French players an opportunity to get some game time, while the players are while the other players are out representing our nation and making the country proud, and North America, that is. In other news, Yukuni United have speaking of coaches who have also parted ways. Yukuni United have parted ways with head coach Eric Tinkler. The decision comes after a dip in form from the Limpopo-based side with in the second half of the season, despite a late win against Magesi FC from an injury time goal by Brighton Clover. The former Pirates tactician was under fire after a 6-match winless run, which included a Nedbank Cup exit to Motsepe Foundation Championship side Malford FC on spot kicks. Coach Eric Tinkler has been in charge of 38 matches since taking over with taking over 12 draws and 10 losses. Babena Noko will now managed by Palos Masehe on an interim basis, and will be assisted by Eric Tinkler's 1996 AFCON winning teammate in Andre Ardense. Their first game was last night at the Athlone Stadium, where they fell short by 3-1 at the hands of Stellenbosch FC. On to our other Moving right along to our other story, Morocco Swallows are currently bidding to make a comeback to the professional ranks under new ownership in the new season. The Birds, as the Dube Birds, as they are affectionately known. Now, the story is not yet confirmed. However, I can tell you that the team that was once led by Gauteng Premier in Panya Zalosufi, who later stepped down who later stepped down as president to take over other commitments, were alongside businessman David Mahosho and Sipho Xulu in 2017, have plunged into the wilderness where they found themselves in the same situation after they saw the club's battery premiership status to Marumo Gallants, who have since moved the side to Bloemfontein, now play their trade in the Battery Premiership, moving the side to Bloemfontein. Now we can confirm that they, as a steering committee, with Secretary General, I beg your pardon, in Oleki Hlalele, who revealed that one of the investors in their ranks has already purchased the naming rights to Morocco Swallows and is involved in the project to bring the club back to the setup. Speaking to sports magazine, to a football newspaper publication, he states that fortunately we met with two potential investors. We held the meeting with them, and those are people are very encouraged to work with us. They are still negotiating with the two teams. One in the national first division, which is the Motsepe Foundation. He told the crew to allow us to buy the status so the team can come back into the professional league. And I can tell you those negotiations are at an advanced stage, and most definitely next season will either Morocco Solos will either be in the Motsepe Foundation Championship or the Battery Premiership. The story goes on to say one of those potential investors holding the certificate to Morocco Swallows is the one who more engaging with, and there's another potential investor who's willing to invest his money into the club and the project, the Secretary General revealed. So those are the two people we're working with as the supporters club, and they are very positive in joining this project, bringing back the club, because they know that this club has a rich history, a club that is affectionately known. If you are a great follower of football, currently underway, it's the running series of the Premier League, which was formerly known as the English Premier League. Now we do not refer to it as the English Premier League anymore. It is just that, the Premier League. Currently underway, we have the England derby between Brentford and Fulham at the GTEC Community Stadium. Commentators are Ian Dark and Rob Green. You can watch that game on your channel of choosing. Former Swallows owner Mohajwa is involved in a legal battle to reclaim top flight status they sold to Gallants over portions of payment which are allegedly outstanding. Now, speaking of court actions, now this way, the two teams find themselves in a situation which led to Zesco United being expelled from the Zambian Premier League as a result of taking a football matter into an ordinary court of law. Now, the battle over the status of the PSL between Roma Gallants and Morocco Swallows finds itself and the High Court, so the PSL and the DRC have decided that they've made their stance very clear, saying we want no part of this. You guys sort it out alone, and the court of law, because if you wanted to, this is a football matter, you had no business taking it to the court of law or the high court or whatsoever, when you could have taken it to the dispute resolution or handled it with with the South African Football Association. Moving right along to, we'll wait and see what happens in we'll wait and see what happens to the what happens next with the story. Stay tuned to your number one online sports show, all things football unpacked, so that to which will we will be keeping you posted with the events that will transpire in the between the two sides from a legal perspective. On to our other story. So LLAFC have announced a broadcast partnership with the country's leading Sesotho radio station, Lesedi FM. Now the Bloemfontein Bay side confirmed their partnership with the radio state with the popular radio station, with which is currently under the SABC, which represents all the Sesotho speaking community. They took to the social media platform where they dropped a statement, where the letterhead states Sewelele announces a strategic broadcast partnership with Lesedi FM. This was a decision that was made on Tuesday, the 11th of April. Solele is proud to announce a new strategic partnership with Lesedi FM, one of South Africa's leading Sesotho radio station with a listenership of nearly 3.5 million people worldwide. This collaboration marks a significant milestone for Siwelele FC as the club continues to expand the footprint, uh, uh, and strengthen its connection with supporters across the Free State and beyond. Partnering with a trusted and influential platform like City FM presents a powerful opportunity to engage with a wider audience and share the passion, heritage, and ambition of the club. For Siwelele, the partnership enhances visibility and creates a direct channel to connect with loyal supporters while attracting new audiences. The partnership presents a valuable opportunity to enhance brand awareness, amplify visibility across key markets, particularly within the Free State and broader Sesotho speaking communities, by aligning with Sowelela FC. City FM strengthens its position as a culturally relevant and community driven broadcaster while leveraging football's wide appeal to attract and retain listeners, says Lesedi, which a statement that was made by Lesedi FM's business manager in Mamunta Motaung. Sewelele FC CEO Leroto Kolwanyane commented, "Our supporters and Lesedi FM listeners stand to benefit greatly from this partnership, as they will enjoy exclusive content, competitions, match day tickets, official merchandise, and of course, unique fan experiences. This collaboration reflects our community to grow with the grow with the commitment to growing the club while delivering a meaningful engagement for our supporters. And of course, lastly, the Bennett partnership will extend into the 26-27 Betway Premiership PSL season, reinforcing both organizers' shared vision of growing football culture and strengthening the connection. Beyond content, this collaboration reflects a shared commitment to the communities both institutions serve, while celebrating the loyalty, passion, and identity of supporters who continue to drive the game forward. Galerato Leo. All things football would like to congratulate both Suwelele FC and of course Lesedi FM on the collaboration, wishing them the best of luck with the few, and hoping that the collaboration will bear fruit going forward. Moving on to our last story, on our penultimate story. Then now there's been stories running headlines regarding the sacking of Luke Email, and if there's every now if you're watching the show last week, or if you are new to the show welcome. Thank you for joining in advance. Now, if you're new to the show, last week I have brought you a story regarding Chippa United, who've been banned from signing players, who've been served with a transfer ban, and will not be signing any players until they pay what is owed to former coach and Luke Emile. And now they've since broken their silence regarding the transfer ban and the events that have transpired. Now, Luke Emile, the Belgian tactician, was tasked with saving the club while fighting relegation at the time. However, after a few games, he was shown the door. Now, the Belgian tactician has taken the club to the court arbitrate to FIFA and the court arbitration of sport. He's now owned 250,000 rand plus some 5% interest by the Eastern Cape based side. Now, Chippa in the Chili Boys have released a statement from the club's headquarters for immediate release. Now, this was released on the 13th of April, on Monday, the 13th of April. Chippa United stating Chippa United notes recent reports regarding the matter involving FIFA ban. The club would like to clarify that this is an ongoing administrative matter currently being addressed in good spirit between the club and Mr. Luke Nico Ayamile. There remains a positive and professional understanding between both parties as efforts continue to bring the matter to a close. The outstanding amount is approximately 200,000 rand, and the club has been granted until the next registration period in August to settle the matter. The process is being managed accordingly and will be settled as we plan for the following season. The matter does not impact the club's football operation, and therefore, at present, for the club's full focus on the club remains fully focused on five remaining games for the season, with attention directed towards achieving positive results, and encourages all our supporters to stand firm behind the Chili Boys. We'll see what happens in the future going into that story. We'll keep you posted. Stay tuned with all things football. Even in the new season, we'll keep you posted with everything that transpires with everything that happens with regards to with regards to the matter involving the two parties. Now, I must inform you that you may be wondering, if you in case you just joined in or you are new to the show, welcome once again. Thank you in advance. Thank you in advance, as I'll be putting the show out as soon as I finish as soon as the recording is finished, as we are not live. Therefore, I we cannot communicate with you or take your calls or whatsoever. However, we'll make sure the show is live in the new season, have some guests somewhere in between. Now, the show is dedicated to local news, while we also tap into the continent of into our beautiful, lovely continent of Africa, while we also bring you news from around the world. Hence, you'll find your European news, and of course, stories from African football. On to our last story, Bournemouth co-head manager Andoni Iraola has stated that he will be leaving the Cherries at the end of the season. The 43-year-old Spaniard joined Bournemouth in June 2023, where he brought an attacking, high-pressing style of football, moving the Cherries from 12th position in his maiden year before moving it to ninth position in the previous season with 56 points from 32 matches, just 2 points shy of seventh position, which would see them qualify for European football via the European Conference League, despite ongoing negotiations, which took 15 months. 15 long months and a good ongoing relationship. The Spanish statistician has opted not to extend his contract and has been linked with a return home to his home club in Athletic Bilbao, while Kieran McKenna has been touted as a replacement. Fans have taken to social media to express gratitude with messages like "Thank you for the memories, Andoni." I can therefore tell you that a new coach has been appointed, but who will be in the dugout from a Cherries point of view. Namely Marco Rosa, who will bring you up to speed on who he is. Now the decision behind appointing Marco Rose is the fact that he brings a similar philosophy, the aggressive attacking style that and the Spaniard tactician brought to the club. Speaking to BBC Sport, the Andoni Areola stated that it has been an honor to manage Bournemouth FC, AFC Bournemouth. I am proud of what we have achieved together. I'm thankful to the players and staff I've worked with. As well as Bill, who have all made my time here as so special. As for the fans, you have continued to show your fantastic support to myself and the team. And for that, I will always be grateful. I felt this is the right time for me to step away, but I will always carry fantastic memories at that club. Moving on to our stories, we moving on. Let's turn our attention to our result that transpired. We start from this as last week, the 11th of April, where we saw Golden Arrows go to prove too strong with the goal by Isak Cisse by an odd goal in the Durban derby to claim bragging rights. Siwelele and Amazulu could not be separated, playing to a 1-0 draw, whilst Kukune United were got away with an odd goal, that late goal by Brighton Clove in injury time. However, it was not enough to keep coach Eric Tinkler at the club, and he has since been relieved of his duties, while Chippa United and Polokwane City played to an entertaining 1-0 draw. Kaiser Chiefs too strong for TS Galaxy, winning for the first time at the FNB Stadium at home against TS Galaxy, beating them by 2 goals to 0. Goals from Flavio Silva and of course Glory Dilepo, while Marumo Gallants and Albert College was the only game not to give us any goals on the weekend. Premier League fixtures results. So Saturday on the 11th of April, from the 11th of April, we saw Arsenal going down by 2 goals to 1, which slightly put a dent on the Ghana's title ambitions, to Bournemouth going down by 2 goals to 1. The Bees and the Toffees could not be separated, playing 2-2 draw, where Everton had to come back from go down twice, while Burnley fell short to Brighton by 2 goals to 0. Liverpool also fell short by 2 goals, were proved too strong for the Fulham winning by 2 goals to 0. Sunday saw Crystal Palace beating Newcastle by 2 goals to 1. Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa could not be separated, playing to a 1-1 stalemate. Sunderland too strong for Tottenham Hotspur, beating them by an odd goal, while Chelsea were beaten convincingly by title contenders in Manchester City by 3 goals to 0. Monday saw 10-man United go down by 2 goals to 1 from a brace by Noah Okafor, and that one goal pulled back that consolation goal scored by Casemiro in the late second half. Champions League results saw Paris Saint-Germain hit Liverpool, six-time European champions, by another 2-0 scoreline, giving them a 4-0 aggregate score, while Atletico Madrid were beaten 2-1 on the day, but were proved too strong for were beaten on the day rather by 2 goals to 1, would eventually move on to the semi-final by 3 goals to 2 on aggregate having won by 2-1 in the previous game. And of course, not forgetting Arsenal and Sporting, who played to a goalless draw. Arsenal won the last game by an odd goal. Bayern Munich too strong for Arsenal, and what was an entertaining encounter, beating them by 4 goals to 3 on the day, and 6-4 on aggregate. Here's how the semi-final draw looked. Former champion versus former champion Paris Saint-Germain will face off in the first semi-final, while two runners-up in Atletico Madrid and semi-final, and the 2006 runners-up in Arsenal will face off in the other semi-final. So first leg semi-finals will be played on the 28th and the 29th of April respectively, while the second leg semi-finals will be played on the 5th and the 6th of May respectively. Betway Premiership midweek results saw Kaiser Chiefs beating Makesi by 4-1, goals from Wandile Duba, Flavio Silva, Kanyiso Mayo, who's the son of Patrick Mayo's son, and of course Mdu Shabalala, while the consolation goal for Makesi FC was scored by Ditebo Homofgang. Stellenbosch too strong for Skukune United with goals with with goals from Enyinaya, just to name a few, beating them by 3 goals to 1 at a rain-infested and a waterlogged Athlone Stadium at the waterlogged Athlone Stadium on Friday night. Here's what you can expect on this week's football currently underway. Let's start with the Premier League, as we have the Premier League currently underway. We have Fulham taking on Brentford taking on Fulham in a London derby. Scores currently goalless. We are in the 16th minute of that game. Leeds United will take on Wolves in the win in a game that will follow. Newcastle will take on Bournemouth and the win a game which will kick off simultaneously, along with Tottenham, who will be facing Brighton in the later kickoff. We conclude the game with our last game, which will kick off at 2100 hours between Chelsea and Manchester United. Man United, who will come back from a receiving end of both sides, will be coming on receiving end of defeats, while Manchester United will be looking to pile more misery on a 4-match winless Chelsea. Sunday sees Nottingham Forest take on Burnley. Aston Villa welcome Sunderland. Merseyside derby is Everton welcome Liverpool in the first derby to be played at the Hale Dickinson Stadium, while top of the table clash will see Manchester United play Arsenal. A win for Manchester City will see the gap narrowed down to just 3 points. We close off the week with another London derby, which will see Crystal Palace take on West Ham United. Betway Premiership results. Betway Premiership football returns this week with another derby. Bloemfontein derby sees Marimo Gallants take on Siwelele FC at the Dr. Muleme, which will return to the Dr. Peter Mulemele Stadium. Dr. Petrus Mulemele Stadium, beg your pardon. Struggling relegation threatened Golden Orbit College will take on Golden Arrows at the Olympia Park. Orlando Pirates take on Amazulu at the Orlando Amstel Arena. Kickoff for the fixture is at 1500 hours, while Polokwane City will welcome Kaizer Chiefs at the Old Peter Mkapa Stadium. Kickoff for that fixture is at 17:30. Sunday sees TS Galaxy take on Richards Bay at the Mbombela Stadium. Kickoff for that fixture is at 1500 hours, while Magese will welcome Red Durban City in the later kickoff, which will kick off in the second game, which will kick off at 17:30. On to our turn our attention to now CAF Champions League football. Second leg semi-final. We'll see Mamelodi Sundowns take on Esperance de Tunis. A kickoff for that fixture at Loftus is at 3 p.m. While Aris Bakan and Asfa will Aris Bakan will travel to will welcome Asfa in Rabat rather, in an all Moroccan semi-final. The only teams who are yet to win the Champions League, while Esperance and Mamelodi Sundowns share 5 Champions League titles upon them. I beg your pardon. Kickoff for that fixture is at 2100 hours South African time. That's all we have time for on All Things Football. Join us next week where we talk all things football. The Soweto Derby will bring you the Soweto Derby exclusive with Kaizer Chiefs traveling to Orlando Pirates, ironically in a game that will be played at the FNB Stadium. The game has been sold out. It was sold out. Tickets were sold out on the first day. However, if you want to watch the game, you can go to your nearest sports bar, your sports pub, or your fan park. Please do not go and force matters. Please do go and please get to the venue on time. Please do not go and please avoid chaos. We do not want a repeat of what happened in the Ellis Park. We cannot afford the game being delayed 2 minutes later. Failure to adhere to those rules and those details will result in undesirable consequences where law enforcement will be forced to deal with you. That's where we end on All Things Football this week. Football Unpacked. Remember to talk to us on social media. Please like, subscribe, and comment and share. By the way, my future employer could be on your timeline. Could see this on your timeline as a sportscaster. All Things Football. We passed doing this for the passion. We want out to make money now. All Things Football is on YouTube also. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what you want to see. Tell us what you want to hear. Tell us what you think of. Tell me what you think of the stories. We're also on TikTok at All Things Football _14. and of course Instagram all things for at all things football underscore 14. Also follow me personally if you want to share something in football. If you have a local football tournament or a local school tournament, please do share those with me. I will put them on the show going in the future, or share with me directly on Facebook at Pure Khoto, or of course Instagram at Pure Khoto 03. DM me those footballing those details regarding those football tournaments, those local football tournaments, the township football tournaments, the school football tournaments are also welcome. We are inclusive. All things football is inclusive, hence we are dedicated to bringing everything from local football while tapping into our beautiful continent of Africa and bringing you news from around the world of football. That's why the show ends today. Hope you enjoy the show. Thanking you in advance. Let's take it. Let's give it a name and call it a day. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the football. Take care of yourselves and each other. Cheers.